Hi, my name's Alicia. Let's get started with Pilates. I'm going to begin in a little stretch just to prepare the body for today's workout. If you want to take a lunge position, get into a nice comfy position here, and you can follow your own intuition in this stretch. You're just preparing the body. If it feels good to slightly lean to one side or the other, just enjoy it as we open everything, ready for our first set. We're just rocking forwards and back. See if you can lengthen that leg. Move the hands as you need to. Trying to get as much length out of those hamstrings. How are you feeling today, everyone? Let's do this a couple more times. And then let's step it up a little bit. Tuck those back toes. Lengthen the leg there. Again, little sideways rocks can kind of lean into different sweet spots in the hip there. But as you push back that back heel, that front of that hip should start to feel like it's running even down into the quad stretch there. Now, my trick for this one is to get a little rock going. And as you do so, shift your weight right forwards over that front leg. Swivel and pivot around. You feel like you're in a martial arts type position. Let the toes rotate open, and then that inner thigh gets a little stretch. If you like to already really deepen into that, you can lean forwards, but we're just finding our range of motion. So work with what your body can do. Move that foot around, get comfortable, get a nice stretch there. And then we're going to shift it side to side. So we transfer it over, roll that toe back again, and then shift it back again. Nice, you can use those hands to make that as smooth as possible. I think the thing to remember is let that heel peel off, and then you don't get stuck at the ankle and you get most of the stretch in the hip. Let's finish up on the other side there. Good, those little rocks and movements to get all angles of those hips. And then let's take it around the other way into that long hip stretch. I've got to slide my foot back to just get that into position. So do what you need to do, that long stretch here, and then little gentle rocks forwards and back. Nice. Then, how are we going on this side? Does it feel the same? Sometimes left and right doesn't always feel the same, hey? Then drop that back knee down, and we're back into that very first stretch we did. A little side to sides. It's feeling good now that we've got through those, and then opening that last hamstring. Now in this class we'll be trying to use the flexibility in the hamstring. If you do find you're a little tighter in the hamstring, you can always bend the knee, but see if you can straighten it, even if it's just for a second. One more rock there, and then release. Alright, let's get started. Send the legs out nice and long. Breathing in, sitting up nice and tall, and on the exhale, we're peeling down through the spine. Slowly. Are you holding it? Slowly. Slowly. And as you come down, you want to feel the lower back touch the floor first. Inhale at the bottom. And exhale, curling back up. Now, there's always that little tough spot just here. If you just suspend, keep reaching, you should be able to peel your way through. Let's get another little lucky stretch in there, and then roll it back up, tall spine. These are slow. The slower, the stronger. Bringing it down, bringing it down. Now really want to feel that first vertebra right above the tailbone there. Touch first, and then release it down. Inhale. Exhale, breathe out. Draw your own belly into the spine. It won't do it by itself. You have to think of it. Bring it up. Reach it out, take a nice stretch. We've got two more of these. See if you can get as much sweet curve out of that lower back to prepare and teach the abs this imprinted spine position that makes you like a dish on the way down. Inhale. Exhale, rolling back up. Reaching up tall, take that stretch. Our last one. Let's take it down. 8 counts, hover as long as I am. If you can do it longer, good on you. Exhale, rolling down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep it off, 7, 8. and release. Nice. Just place your hands to the floor, and I'm going to shimmy onto my mat here. Bring your legs up straight over. Now, the important position to know for this workout is to imprint the lower spine to the floor. So you can feel there's a little natural curve and gap because this is quite a strong exercise. Draw the belly in towards the spine and imprint the lower back to the ground. Then we want to inhale. Exhale. We've deepened the tummy first. Feel that contraction first, and then slowly lower the legs. What you're doing is you're taking a little measurement. At what point, as you're lowering your legs, does the back try to arch away from the floor? If it does, stop there, bring them back up. If you can, breathe out, do the test again, and then keep that lower spine imprinted into the floor. You can use a little bit of hands at the moment. I can feel mine starting to peel off about here, so I'm going to bring it back up. Inhale. If you want a little bit of extra support, you can pop the hands under the hips, but it's good to have the body awareness to try and be able to keep the spine imprinted. Breathing out, exhale on the way down, and inhale on the way up. Slowly with me, we've got 3 more. Exhale, imprint, bringing it down, draw it in stronger, it's getting heavier now. Take it down, take it down, take it down. Inhale, back up. Ooh, hello lower abs. Exhale. I once listened to an interview with Pink, the rock star, and she said it was these lower leg lowers that got her lower ab V-line. So, I take that as truth, of course. Exhale, deepen it in. Let's keep doing them. Bring it down, bring it down. And then third one, bring it back up. Inhale. Okay, you get to get a little wilder. You take it round in a circle, taking it down. Now the hips are not going to stay flat onto the floor as they did before, but you still have the same essence. There's a little double leg circle. Exhale, deepen the belly, take it over to one side, peel it down, bring it around, inhale, back up. Release. If you're not getting that sensation of release at the top, then you're probably not suspending it for long enough, because it should feel like you need a little rest at the top. Slow and controlled is always the winner when it comes to Pilates. You can do your fast, fit, functional movements, but if you can slow it down, then you get a big tick from the Pilates instructor. Bring it back, around and back. Now, if you need to at any point, you can slightly bend those knees. It's still quite a strong circle, especially on the return back up. Maybe just your hamstrings are a little tight. Exhale, bring it around again, and then bring it back up. How's that feeling? 2 more? Commit to 2 more. You got this. Exhale, over to one side. Bring it back around. Inhale. And exhale. Take it back. Inhale, back up. Lovely. All right, let's interlace the fingers, hands behind the head. If the legs are quivering or the hip flexors are feeling a little fatigued already, that's perfect. Inhale. Exhale, we're taking the legs down, doing that same double leg lower as we did before. Inhale, back up. Really support the head, but just try to hover the shoulder blades off. Someone once said to me, imagine you've got a little blueberry just under your upper back and you're trying not to squash it. Exhale, take it down, and inhale, back up. Okay, you can tell we've turned up the temperature now on this one. So let's try to do 3 more. I'm starting to get lower as I'm feeling my control, and every time I come back up, I just try to lift those shoulder blades because my body automatically tries to make my life easier for me, which is very nice of my body. But my Pilates workout is not for making my life easier, it's for creating more challenge and thus more change. Very nice. Rest the head down. Hug those knees in and give a little release. We're going to do the same set, but with the circling legs. So you want hands to the floor for this one. Curling up. If you get a little fatigued in the neck, you can pop the head back down. Inhale. Exhale, we take the legs over, down, and inhale, back up. Exhale, you get to watch your legs now. See that your ribs stay nice and square in the upper body, and just the hips do a little twist side to side. Inhale. Exhale. I'm trying to point my toes a little bit, but you don't need to. Sometimes the toes pointing distracts from where the work needs to be, down the bottom. Bring it around and up. Exhale. Take it around. Woohoo! Did I hear a woohoo from you? Here we go. Hello. Someone came in and they watched us right now. They would think everything was calm and serene, but on the inside I'm screaming a little bit. Here we go. Take it round. Inhale, back up. Oh, my shoulders are sinking. I'm setting us 3 more. Take it around. Bring it back up. Exhale. Use that breath out. It helps to draw the abs in. Last 2. Last 1. And release. Very nice. Now there's always a little curtain call at the end of the show, and this has been our abdominal show. So here we go, the encore. Bring the hands behind the head. It's a short blast, so join me with confidence. It's not going to be too much longer. On the exhale, curling up to look at your feet. We're going to breathe out. Is the spine imprinted? Are the abs already firing? We're just going to hover the feet off the floor and then bring them back down. Inhale. Now it's 2 parts. The first part being imprinting the spine and curling up, and the second part being a little hover and lower. Inhale. I can't look at you now. I've got to concentrate myself. So get in the zone with me. Exhale. Float those shoulders. Float those legs. Float is the quality, but on the inside it's a strong hold. Exhale. Strong hold. Anticipate the work. Breathe out. Deepen the belly. Float onto the diagonal. And back up. We're going to hold this last one. Inhale. Exhale. If you need to bend the knees for the hold, do so. Hold it for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Release. Now just put me on replay and you can do that all over again by yourself. Okay, bring it up. Just easy. Let's open the hips. Have a little release and hang over. Nice deeper, fuller breaths if you can while you're not holding. That feel good? Okay, flip it over. Bring your hands in underneath you. We want to stretch out the belly for a moment, but we're also loosening the upper back, ready for a bit of scapular work. And then a little bit of arms, then abs again. So you can interlace the fingers here. Bring the elbows right in underneath you. Inhale, prepare. Pretty much the rule is inhale, prepare, and then exhales when the work is. Exhale, draw the belly up in towards the spine. And as you draw the belly up, the hips start to lift. It feels like you're almost arching up the back, but you're not quite. You're just getting all the way up into the top of that plank. When you get here, this is a subtle movement. So you sink your sternum down, bring the chest there, and then lift it back up. My aim is to keep the hips still and just move the scapula here. So let's just work this out together. Should feel like the shoulder blades are coming together as you sink down, and the shoulder blades are spreading apart as you lift up. It's just your décolletage. You've got your necklace on and you're leaning your necklace towards the floor and then back up again. Nice. How's that going? Keep those hips still, just the shoulders. Good. Good for all that computer work to have strong upper backs and support your posture during the day. Let's get a little faster with these dips. Just drop, release, press back up. Drive down through the forearms. You with me? Here we go. Press it down. Now I think our lower abs should be already warm and feeling turned on, but are you starting to feel the scapula now? I'm going to stack this set together. You can take breaks as you need to and then jump back in, but if you can, your aim is to stay with me, and I'm still going. Dip it down, press it up. We're going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Find that nice long plank. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, tuck your toes, pop your knees, and start again. Drop and lift. Let's go with the breath this time instead of fast. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to relax the sternum down. And then on the exhale, it feels like you push away, blow yourself off the floor. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last hover. See if you can keep encouraging that tailbone to reach back down behind you. It often tries to tip up so that your back can help your abs, but we want the abs to be helping the back here. Keep driving it up into the belly for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Open the knees, pull it back. A quick release. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's ripple and roll forwards again. We're going to place one hand in the middle of the mat and then swivel around on the feet to open up into a side plank. Now, a little float over with the arm. It's called a mermaid twist, this one, and then the twist underneath. So let's get our mermaid on. We can watch that pretty little hand. It's our distraction from the fact that we're holding a wonderful side plank here. And then twist it under as far as you can reach. What's behind you? Take a look. What's at the sky? What's overhead? And then what's underneath you? Now, as single arm work starts to quiver quickly, I've got mine doing a little shake underneath me here. Keep in, nice and close. Slowly I'm feeling myself push away from that arm. Keep your weight forwards and over. We've got 1 more. Bring it through. Bring it back up. And release. Turn those hands, tip yourself back. Make an A-frame. Inhale. Hello. See if you can see right through and under your legs. This is just a brief moment. Nice big stretch. Roll out with your forearms. Inhale. And then on the exhale, let's just try the first one here. There's a couple parts. Drop the knees. We're going to bring your chest down and then try to hover across the floor as you scoop forwards and up into a stretch. Try that again. You're coming down behind the hands and then you're gliding your chest through the hands and back up. You're thinking Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment as she goes under the laser beam. Anyone know that 90s reference? All right, let's tip it up. We're going to take it up a notch now. You're going under that laser beam again. Don't activate the security alarm as you slide your way back up. You can drop back to those knees. We've got 6 more. Elbows come in nice and tight. They're really squeezing in. Your yoga is going to improve from this chaturanga position from your Pilates. Then bring it in. Elbows nice and tight. Now, I find that the way I learnt this was I had to do a few drops. If that happens, just keep going. Your body is quickly going, what do I need to do and how do I need to do it? And very soon you'll be able to get through. Is anyone counting? I said 5. I think we've got 2 more. Here we go. Bring it down. Scoop it up. Last one. Take it back. Bring it down. Scoop it up. And release. Roll those wrists because we did have the other side of our mermaid to do. So flip yourself over. Let's bring the hand in nice and close and then the lats will be able to help us in our mermaid. Step one leg out and the other just behind it. You can adjust it, place it right underneath you. You'll feel when it's in the right position because you feel like you get more support from here, a little less on the top of the deltoid. Then as you float over, follow the hand and send it through. The most interesting thing happening right now is this little floating hand. And you're making it look oh so important by watching it as you bring it through, float it up, reach it over. The work for the shoulder is all in this little extra twist where it has to change angles and bring it back up. The shoulder's got a series of lots of small little muscles called the rotator cuff, and so they quickly fatigue because they're quite small, but they also need our strength because they're the first ones to injure as we get older. Okay, let's bring it through. Bring it up. One more. Inhale. Bring it back. Exhale. Twist it down. Bring it back into the center here. Very last stretch over. We're not going to do the Catherine Zeta-Jones. We're just going to stretch it here. Nice big breath. You've made it. Not long to go. Upper body abs. Tick off the to-do list. Glutees and booties. Here we come. Bring it down. Now the setup on this one requires a tiny little bit more attention. You want to bring the front foot straight in front of you and then take a very slight lean over. Look at your back leg and push it back. It gets called a lazy pigeon in yoga, or kind of a half a seven or pretzel. I take my arm out, and as I bring the hand down straight out to the side, if the knee's behind the hand, you've got it in the right position. If you're a little less flexible, lean your way down. But otherwise, you're trying to sit nice and tall. All right, now with light weight on these fingertips, you're trying to lift up the back leg. So I've got to very slightly lean over, but not too far. You're just hovering the knee just off the floor and back. Flex the back foot, and you should be feeling the side glute medius, it's called here. Doing a little lift and lower. Now we're going, the smaller the better. Let's pick up the speed if you've got that position, a little tap and lift. Keep that arm out for a little extra 2-for-1 deal on the shoulder and the glute. Good. Little lift and tap. Lift and tap. Your breathing is more naturalistic over the top here. Very light fingers, relax those shoulders down. Just let the glute do the work. Good, we've got done our tap and lifts, then we hold it up, we do a little push back. There's a tiny button behind your heel and you're tapping it. You're looking out to your leg, you're still maintaining a nice right angle, tiny little press. Now I can feel myself leaning down, and so I pick myself back up again. If you're doing the same, pick it up, tiny press with the heel. The daintier the better. Then hold it here in little circles, up and over, up and over. If we took a picture of the rest of your body, it should look like nothing is going on. Just nice and still. It's just down from the hip that's moving. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up. Come down onto your elbow. This time the leg extends straight out, so it's underneath the arm. We're going to do a tiny little tap. The toes drop down and the foot is slightly pigeon-toed towards the floor. So a little bit of internal rotation for the hip. Teeny little tap and lift. Now, we're not lounging. We're lifting up through the waistline. Reach out as long as you can with that leg. A sense of length through the hip, nice and still. You can move your hand around and check that everything is nice and still. That's it. Little pulses with me. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tiny button presses. Just press that heel all the way to straight. For 8, 7, little presses. 4, 3, 2. Do you remember we had the circles next? There's usually a pattern with a Pilates instructor, and then it repeats. Little circles over. For 5, 4. Get those circles up and up. 2, 1. Bring it in. Don't drop it. Just make it shape over the top of this one, and you get to lower your body down. You're doing tiny little lift and tap. On this one, the trick is not to roll that hip back. Keep it forwards. Put your hand here, push it forwards. It barely puts any weight on that bottom leg. Tiny little tap and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tiny heel tap. Just a little button a few centimeters away. 8, 7. Little movements. Who's quivering? Burning in that booty. Whew. Then hold it here, little circles. That's where you've got to get it higher than before. Up and over. If this is your starting point, your height's a few centimeters. Up and over for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Fireworks going off for your last taps to the front. Tap it down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Get it a little bit higher. 6, toes pointing in. 3, 2, 1, and release. Whew, we need to give that a little stretch and let the lactic acid flow on, and then we'll do the other side. Coming close up to our 30 minutes. We're nearly done. Breathe, flow, lactic acid, move away. How you feeling? Okay. Now I'm starting to ease a little bit, so I think I can lean into it a little bit more. Again, follow your intuition on those stretches. That's my style. It feels good this way or that way. Lean into it. Lovely, nice deep breath. Let's not waste our time. Don't go down, don't go down. Did you go down? Don't go down. Fingertips on the floor. We've got to take that knee further behind our arm. That's the tricky part. Some hips are a little tighter. Adjust your pants if you need to. Okay, little lifts and lowers. Now you're just finding that little counterbalance point where you've got a tiny little bit of weight in your fingers, and then you can balance on your hips and do a little lift and lower. Tiny tap. Good, hold that arm nice and straight. Let's hide our triceps away. Squeeze them up towards the back. Little rotate. Engage that arm. Little dip. Second side always feels like it's working faster. It fatigues quicker. But mentally we're prepared for it. We survived the other side, didn't we? Totally wasn't as bad as we thought. So we can do this one. Same number of reps. Dipping it down. Slow and controlled and isolated is where the work is. Then hold it up. Hover it just at hip height and tap that heel. Little back. Now I'm giving a tiny little bit of extra thought to my hamstring, back of the leg, and right where the hamstring attaches into my sit bones, a little squeeze from there so that it stretches open the front of the hip and then cues the little smile of my glute back there. So squeezing in on those muscles that wrap around the midline. Then hold it back here, little circles up and over. It's going up, but it's also pressing back. It's a combination of the two, really, that we've just done. Lift it up. Take it back. Check your knee doesn't come in front. I'm always telling clients, keep that knee back. It's easier to work the hip. It's harder to get the tone and work through the back of the glute there. There's your trick. Take it into all your classes now. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're coming down onto the elbow, but we're not lounging. We just send that leg out long and we let the toes drop down. Floppy foot. Think a limp foot. The foot is the 1 kilo weight dangling off the end of your leg there that you have to tap and lift back up. Now that you've got the taps going, bring your attention to your waistline. Lift it up off the floor. Woo, it's feeling heavy. How did my legs just suddenly get heavier? Then hold it up. Tiny little press. 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 That's 8, 7. I'll give us a goal as it gets heavier. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and circles round and over. What have you got to look at in your room? I need something to distract me. Tell me a joke, hey? For 4, no, I'll count us down. For 3, for 2, for 1. Bring it in front. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. We're nearly there. Don't waste your good effort. The work you do today makes your life easier for your future self. Then tap it down, lift it up. You can slide down on the body just because we want to isolate those legs. Then the whole shin floats up. Keep those parallel lines to each other. For 5, 4, 3, don't wait there. 2, keep that top hip forwards. 1, hold it here, little press. Good count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now milk these circles around. Bring it over the top and up just above hip height. For 5, for 4, 3, 2. We have our finale to the front. Send the leg out long. Turn your toes down and up above hip height for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, calm and serene in your face. You got this. Strong in your legs. And 1. Release. Oh, you have to swing it around as best you can. Bring in that other glute stretch, and then I'm using the floor to kind of massage over my sore little bottom. Good. Rock into it. You get a little extra hip stretch if you push it a little further back. You can do that now. We're finishing and signing off with a stretch, and we're done here. Let's try and deepen down into that glute stretch there. Whew. And how are you feeling? Make the most of this stretch time. This is now when the body is going to respond the best to any flexibility that you're doing for it. Lovely. Then let's swing it or back it around like we did to our A-frame here. Big lengthen down in the calves. You're trying to reach your heels to the floor. Tip your tailbone up to the sky. Press, press, press with your hands. And then let's continue in these glute stretches. Bring one leg forward, slide the other one back. Lift up nice and high. Then you get the back stretching as well as the front of the hip. And we're going to undulate down through the spine. And then ripple back up. Big stretch at the top. And then lean right down into it. One more, undulate, and we'll swap legs. And press it back. Don't miss that hamstring stretch in between. And rock forwards. Slide, slide, slide your back leg away. Lift up tall. Inhale and exhale down. You know what you're doing now, so you can look away from the screen. Close your eyes and just enjoy rippling down. Rolling back up. Once more, rippling down. Rolling back up. Tuck back. Let's drop our knees, drop our hips. Last little sign off. Inhale. And then exhale. Close down, put your forehead to the floor. Little smile across your face as you roll back up. And thank you very much. Lovely work.